This is the first video documenting my journey living on a boat in the winter in Norway. I bought this boat in May this year. There's a lot of stuff wrong with it, so I spent the whole summer, or most of the summer, fixing it up. For example, the electricity system was completely messed up. I had to replace the whole thing. The water system was completely broken. There were a lot of holes in the hull, in the keel, and also other places in the hull. And the boat needed to be painted on the outside. Yeah, it took months. But now the boat is really in a really good state. It's not completely finished yet, but it's definitely good enough to live in. And I'm getting ready for the winter. Well, winter's definitely arrived now. There's actually the first ice on the water today. It's November now, end of November. So pretty soon the serious winter and the serious cold will start, and then it's gonna be interesting. So one major issue living on a boat is condensation and moisture in general. There's of course water everywhere, but most of the water is not coming from the outside, but actually coming from me on the inside. Coming from the air I breathe out and from food I'm cooking. So to get all this moisture out is pretty tough. Like, one thing that works is ventilation, but if it's moist outside it doesn't really work so well, so it still kind of stays moist inside as well. So I found out it's really important to avoid getting moisture inside the boat. So for example, I've put my gas stove to cook food outside, so I don't get all the moisture from the warm water in the boat. Another thing is insulation. This boat is not insulated at all, and I found out that when it's cold outside and a little bit warmer inside, there's lots of drops forming on the ceiling, which eventually drip down and get everything wet, especially on the bed. So what people told me that have lived on boats in Norway is that you have to put insulation on top of the deck of the boat. That's what I did. I bought some insulation mats, which I put on the top of the deck on the boat, above the bed. And it actually completely removed all the condensation issues above the bed. So I'm really happy about that, because I was waking up every morning to a completely soaked blanket. Another kind of issue is that when it's storming, it's pretty hard to sleep here. There's a lot of sounds and noise everywhere, and it's hard to relax, because you kind of feel like, oh, something's gonna blow away, or oh, I'm gonna hit another boat. I figured out that when it's stormy, the best thing to use actually is earplugs. To kind of get your mind off the storm. I have electricity on board. It's coming from the harbor, from the marina, which is really nice because it makes life a lot easier. I'm using it both for heating and for lighting and for playing music, and I can use my laptop in here, I can do editing work, I can do all kinds of stuff. So that's making life a lot easier on the boat. I'm in this winter harbor right now, where I don't usually stay in the summer. In the summer I put the boat somewhere else on an anchor. But it's really nice to be here in the winter. I have my solar panel during the summer, so I have a little bit of electricity to charge my phone and for lights, for example. And the main reason I'm here is because there could be up to half a meter of ice in the fjord where my boat is right now. In the harbor here they have bubbles in the water, and those bubbles keep the ice away. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll follow me on my interesting, crazy boat journey during this winter.